Fellowship of Clinton. That's at 309 13th Avenue North. Now, I don't imagine you need to register or anything like that. Just show up.
Yep, just show up. Are you sure on the address? Did we put the
Yeah, 309 30th Avenue North. That
30th?
sounds.
You said 13th Avenue.
Oh, I did. I'm sorry. It
No,
is 30th Avenue North.
We're
yes.
on 13th Avenue North, so I can see where that would
Okay.
like.
Okay.
So yeah, and the fellowship is really nice. It's very welcoming. I was actually shocked to find out there's a Unitarian fellowship here, because before I came to work for the sisters, I did youth and family ministry for the Unitarians, and I worked for a couple of different congregations. And so they're very committed to being good stewards and good neighbors, and wanting to understand how we can best serve one another and make sure that we're living into tenets of truth within our community. And I think we've talked about it a little bit before. One of the things that we've had troubles with in our society right now is maybe exaggerating or not truth-telling about our migrant brothers and sisters, our migrant neighbors, right? And during the last shutdown, the hot topic was we were shutting down because we wanted to be able to give illegal immigrants, free health care. And the reality of the situation is that undocumented folks who are authorized to work in the United States, because you can be undocumented in the U.S. and be authorized to work, undocumented folks who are authorized to work in the United States pay taxes into our system, and they don't get anything in return. The only time they would get anything that looks like free health care is if somebody were severely injured out on the street, like they were in a car accident, run over by a car, anything like that, and they ended up in the emergency room. Then, of course, Medicaid steps in and helps with those expenses. But we don't have people flying across our borders, our southern, our northern, our eastern, our west borders, and coming in and getting all manner of free health care that we as citizens ourselves are not eligible for. And so I think one of the things that Christina is going to be talking about is what it does look like to make sure that we're caring for the person who gets run over in the middle of the street, regardless of whether they're a U.S. citizen or not.
You were telling us this is the third in the series, so
Right.
How has the attendance been in the previous two?
It's been really good. The first one was a little bit small, but we were expecting that. What was exciting is we had people who had not been to our other programming before. And then last month, when we talked about immigration and taxation, we had a crowd of about the amount of people we were hoping to get, which was 9 total. And while that sounds small, we had very good, intimate conversation because we had community leaders who had run businesses in the past and knew what immigration and taxation looked like from their perspective, and they were able to explain, what that actually looks like, what it's like to hire an undocumented worker, and then what it's like for that undocumented worker to pay taxes into a system that they get nothing in return from. So after April, because you and I mentioned April, and in April we're going to talk about legal pathways to become a resident of the U.S. Residency and citizenship are not necessarily the same. Then we're going to start moving our series through the summer, and we already have topics for May and June established. We're working on figuring out July, but the exciting thing for me about May is that we had started this programming in another format in September of last year, and a person who's been consistently attending these programs and only had interest in learning is actually going to be facilitating our May conversation on a topic that is very intimate and important to them. And I don't want to give spoilers because it's somebody we know in the community, and I want to bring them in when we get there eventually. But the reality is the program is doing what it's supposed to be doing, and that's engaging the public and helping people understand what immigration looks like in the United States, and that undocumented doesn't mean illegal, and it doesn't mean criminal, and it doesn't mean bad.
Immigration, myth-busting, immigration and healthcare, that'll be the subject this Sunday, 10:30 a.m. till 12:30 p.m., Unitarian Universalist Fellowship, 309 30th Avenue North in Clinton. If people would like to find out more information, how can they best do that, Marsha?
They can give me a call over at the office, and that number is 563-242-7611. And if you're phone averse like I am, you can go ahead and send me an email at mthrall, and that's THRALL, at clintonfranciscans.com.
All right, and we're going to have you back in prior to the next event, right?
We are, because our very own sister Jan Sabula is going to be the person who's facilitating our April event, and I want her to come in here and talk about it, right? I don't have to be the figure face always of what we're doing.
But the next event is scheduled for April 13th. So,
Right, that is a Monday, and it'll be at the Clinton Public Library.
Oh, okay, very good. Marsha, thank you.
You're welcome, thank you.
Slops Bar and Grill, 1015 13th Avenue North, Clinton, is a great place to gather with family and friends. Be sure to enjoy their